another hip opener class. So for props, if you have 2 blocks or 1 block, you can always use a pillow, a blanket, and your mat. I'm using a bolster or a meditation cushion just to sit on while we do our breathing techniques at the beginning. So we'll be doing the breathing for about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want to find a comfortable seated position, whether that's seated cross-legged or kneeling, and then you're just going to place your hands, palms facing down on top of your knees or your thighs. And I just want you to come and close your eyes. And we're just going to start with deep breathing through the nose and breathing through the mouth. So big deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out and sigh. Again, big deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out and sigh. One more time, big deep breath in. Breathe out and sigh. Now we're going to extend that breathing a little bit deeper. So we're going to do it for a count of 4 in and a count of 4 out. And we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. So again, just start by taking a big deep breath in and then breathe out. Now we're going to breathe into the count of 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going at your own pace. Wherever you're at, take a big deep breath in, deep breath out. And we're going to extend this even a little bit deeper. So what we're going to do is you're going to breathe into the count of 4, hold for 4 counts, breathe out to the count of 4, hold the exhale for 4 counts. So we're going to take a big deep breath in, breathe out, and breathe into the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going at your own pace. you're at, take a big deep breath in. And breathe out and sigh. Beautiful. Next, we're going to do alternating nostril breathing. So type of pranayama breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold down your first two fingers of your right hand. So then you have your thumb and your ring finger to be able to plug the nostrils. So we're going to start by plugging the right nostril with the thumb. And then we're going to breathe in and out on the left nostril. We're going to plug the left nostril, breathe in and out on the right side, plug the right, and keep alternating like that. So I'll walk you through it. So first, take your thumb and you're going to block that right nostril. You're going to inhale on your left, exhale, block, inhale on the right, exhale on the right, block, inhale left, exhale left, block, inhale right, exhale right, block, exhale, and exhale, block, inhale, exhale, block, inhale on the left, exhale on the left, block, inhale on the right, exhale on the right, block, inhale on the left, exhale on the left, block, inhale on the right, exhale on the right, block, inhale on the left, exhale on the left, block, inhale, exhale, block, inhale left, exhale left, inhale right, exhale right. Keep going at your own pace. Inhale, exhale, block, trying to make your inhales and your exhales equal. If your elbow gets tired, you can always cup it with your opposite hand. And we'll slowly release the hand. Have the palms facing up or facing down. Just keeping the eyes closed, feeling the effects of that breathing. Get you to slowly flutter those eyes open. The next type of breathing, we're going to actually add some arm movement to this. So it's a forceful breath in and out through the belly and through the mouth. So we're going to be breathing in and out through the mouth. It looks like this. You breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. So as you breathe out, you're pulling your belly in. As you breathe in, the belly expands. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, And so you option to keep the hands down, breathing in and out. Or adding the arm movements. As you breathe in, arms are up. As you breathe out, you can let those arms swing down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, I'm going to be doing the arm movements. Like I said, you can keep those arms down or move them. So I'm going to start with my arms up. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, 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 breathe out. If you want, you can speed it up a little bit or keep it that slow pace. Take a big deep breath in, deep breath out. Wherever you're at, just take a breath in, breathe out again. Just feeling the effects of the breathing. And then when you're ready, you can slowly just start to open the eyes. And we're going to come into our first pose, which is supported child's pose. So if you have a block or a bolster or a pillow. So I'm just going to move my cushion to the side and grab my bolster. So if you're using your pillow, you're going to start by taking the knees wide, grabbing your pillow, placing it in front of you, and then you're just going to fold forward over that pillow. Letting the head turn to one side, resting the arms extended out in front of you or tucked underneath you. If you have a block, the same idea, you're just going to take that block, place it out in front of you. This is where you're going to rest your head down to one side or resting the forehead on the block. Obviously, it's a bit more comfortable or restful if you have that pillow that you can rest the body on. And again, extending those arms out in front of you. Turning your head to one side. We're going to stay here for about 4 minutes. So I'll let you know when you can turn your head to one side. Also, option to keep that head straight. So taking a big, deep breath in, sinking into the pose. Breathing out. Letting your hips release. Letting your tailbone go towards your heels. Big deep breaths in, deep breaths out.
If you have your head turned to one side, you're going to slowly turn your head to the other side. Again, continuing that big deep breath in, deep breath out. And we're going to slowly start to walk ourselves up. Coming into our second pose, which is a butterfly pose. So what you're going to do is have your feet inside of your feet touching. You can slide them closer towards you and just find a comfortable position on the sits bones. And what we're going to do is you can walk the hands forward, keeping that back straight, or you can fold forward, letting that back round, using a prop, your pillow, to rest that forehead on. Letting the arms release and relax. If you don't have something that's tall enough or a prop to prop up your head on, just letting the head fall forward, just as long as it's comfortable for the neck. Letting those knees fall down, fall away. If you want to be a little bit more supported, you can have some pillows propped up underneath the knees. And we're just going to rest here in this pose for about 3 minutes. So you can reach those arms out, relaxing the arms, let the head tuck under. Big deep breath in through the belly. Big deep breath out. Deep breath in, expanding. Breathe out, finding that space, coming a little bit further forward. Big deep breath in. And breathe out. here, we're gonna slowly start to come up. Just gonna move my props to the side. And we're gonna come into frog pose. So you wanna turn sideways on your mat. And if you wanna have some extra cushion for the knees, you can place some towels for underneath the knees. What you're gonna do is take the knees wide as you can, and turn the feet outward. Now you can stay here on your hands, or you can grab your pillow, placing your elbows on top of the pillow, letting those knees release and spread open. Just letting the head relax. If you want to come down deeper, you can always come down onto your elbows onto the floor as well. I'll show you from the side. So my knees are wide, my feet are turned outward, coming down onto my elbows on my bolster or your pillow. If this is too much for the knees, you can always come down into half frog pose. This is where you're laying down on your stomach. You can place your hands underneath your head, and you're going to take your right knee or left knee up out to the side in that frog pose. This is a little gentler on the knees, a little bit of a gentler stretch for the inner thighs. So we're going to hold the frog pose for about 3 minutes. If you've chosen that half frog pose, I'll let you know when we get halfway. So finding your position, whether it's the full frog or half frog, letting those feet turn out, knees turn out wide. Take that big deep breath in, sinking into your pose. If you're in that half frog pose, I invite you to switch your legs now. Remember to breathe in deeply, breathe out deeply. As you breathe out, let the body expand and stretch. Breathe in, take that air to wherever the body needs that air to be. Really try to release those hips, let them open up. And take a big inhale in. I'm gonna start to move out of this pose. You can slowly slide the feet in, pull your knees in towards each other. And just bring your knees to tuck underneath you. And we're just gonna come into a child's pose before we move to the next pose. We're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. We're going to slowly rise on up. From here, we're going to come into lizard pose. So if you have 2 blocks or your pillow, just going to keep it, just going to push it slightly over to the left side of my mat. And you can also use your blocks instead of the pillow or your bolster. So I'm just going to start on my hands and knees. And then I'm going to step my right foot to the outside of my right hand. So I'm going to keep my hands on the inside of that right leg. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my left leg back a little bit more, just till I feel the stretch in the front and the back leg, just wherever you feel it. And then I'm going to take my pillow and bring it a little bit closer so that I can rest my elbows on top of it. If that's too much for you, you can always just keep the hands on the inside of the thighs, trying to open up the chest, dropping the hips down. Otherwise, taking your props, bringing your elbows down, resting in your pose. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. Back leg, back toe can uncurl. And breathing to those areas that feel tight or restricted. As you breathe out, release a little bit more into that pose, into that stretch. If you would like, you can let that knee fall out to the side, so it's kind of like it's winging out. Just gets a little bit deeper into the glutes, into that hip. If that's not there for you, you can just keep that knee straight. And then slowly bring that leg back in if you've winged it out. And we're going to slowly come back on to our hands and knees. Just making little circles with the hips. Big circles in one direction. And then big circles in the other direction. we're just going to move the bolster of the blocks to the right side of the mat. And we're going to step up with that left foot, bringing the hands to the inside of that left foot. And again, walking your right leg back to wherever you feel that stretch in the front leg and the back leg. Back toes can uncurl. Option to stay upright on your bolster or on your blocks to give you some more space if your hips are really tight. Otherwise, you can bend those elbows coming down either to your bolster or onto the floor. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. You might find a difference between the hips, one hip tighter than the other. That's okay. Just breathe wherever you're at. Again, here for 3 minutes. Option to add that wing out at the last minute. I'll let you know when. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. Option to take that left knee and let it fall out to the side, coming onto the side of your foot. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. If that's not there for you, just keeping that knee straight is perfectly fine. Slowly bringing that leg back in if you've winged it out to the side, and slowly coming back onto our hands and knees. Coming into that supported child's pose. Letting the arms tuck underneath you, letting the forehead come down towards the ground. 3 big deep breaths in here. Deep breath in, slowly coming up. So for our next pose, we're coming into what's called fire log. I like to sit up on a pillow or a block because my hips are really tight. So to come into this pose, you're going to take your right leg and you're going to take it so that your leg is parallel with the front of your mat. So you're not actually bringing that leg in like as if you're going to do a cross-legged position. You're going to take that leg out so that your shin is perpendicular with the front of your mat. The right foot is flexed. And then what we're going to do is, for traditional fire log, you would just laying your top leg, your left leg on top of your right leg. So you can see my hips are quite tight. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to hold it. So I'm holding my left foot with my right hand and my left knee with my left hand.
And then I'm just going to, you can also try to bring it up a little bit higher up onto that arm so that you're cradling that leg. And I'm just gonna make little movements shifting from side to side. So I'm feeling it in this hip on my left side. And I'm gonna make a bigger hug with my arm hugging my left leg. Trying to pull it towards me, trying to pull it towards my chest. Taking big deep breaths in and deep breath out. Still adding a little bit of movement. After about a minute, we're gonna stop and we're just gonna hold it. If your arms get tired, you can always release this pose. So I'm just gonna hold that pose, pulling that leg towards me. If you feel like you get a little bit more room, you can try to pull it a little bit higher. And twisting, so trying to get that left foot over towards your right knee. If you can rest it, so I have my hand on my left foot, I'm resting my arm onto my right leg. And then you can try to release if you find that space. Big deep breath in. Deep breath out. Trying to sit up nice and tall. You're gonna hold it here for another minute. Whether you're holding the leg, resting the leg, wherever you're at. Hips are one of the areas where we can hold tension. Obviously, I have a little bit of tension in my hips. It's okay. That's why we're here, that's why we're stretching, that's why we're breathing. Be gentle with yourself. Don't try to push anything on your body that it's not ready for. And take a big deep breath in. If you've rested that ankle or foot on top of your thigh, slowly pick it up. And we're going to release that leg. Just stretch your legs out for a minute before we move on to the other side. Just feeling the effects of the stretch on that left hip. Then we're going to slowly bring our feet back in. So you're going to take your left leg down and place it perpendicular or parallel with that front part of your mat. So again, you don't want to have it tucked in, you want to have that leg straight out. So it's like you're going to be stacking both legs on top of one another eventually. So keeping that left foot flexed, keeping the shin perpendicular to the top of your mat, you're going to pick up that right leg, and again you're going to cradle it. So you wrap your right arm as much as you can around that right leg, and then pulling up with your left hand. Again, if you want to have a little bit more space, you can come a little bit further, pulling the leg a little bit closer towards you. And you're just going to make little movements forward and back, creating some space in that hip. Eventually, what you would like to do is get that foot to rest on top of your left thigh. If it's not there for you today, that's fine. Just keep holding that leg as long as you can. If you need to release the leg, put the leg down, and you can bring it back up again. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. Remembering not to force anything, letting your body release on its own time. If you get to the point where you're able to rest that right foot on top of your left thigh, please do so. And then try to sit up nice and tall, letting your right knee fall towards the ground. Big deep breath in, deep breath out. stay here for another minute. Big deep breath in. Deep breath out. Wherever you're at, take a big deep breath in. Slowly release that leg. Again, extend those legs straight out in front of you. You can shake those legs out and then coming to a still position. And from here, we're actually going to come into a forward fold. So extending those legs out in front of you, you can come off of your block or your prop if you're sitting on. And then we're going to take our pillow or our bolster, we're going to place it across the top of our thighs. So keeping those legs straight, placing that bolster on top of your thighs, resting the arms over top of the bolster, and then you're just going to let that head relax down. Letting the whole back, neck of the body just release. Letting your arms release and relax. You can move your bolster or pillow a little bit further if you want to come down a little bit deeper into that forward fold. Remember to take those big deep breaths in. Deep breath out. Remembering to release the muscles in the back of the legs, back of the neck, back of the hamstrings. Going to stay here for one more minute. And slowly take a big deep breath in, slowly rise on up. From here, we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So if you want to take your pillow or your blocks or your bolster, just take it to the side. When we lay down, we're going to be placing the blocks, the pillow, the bolster underneath your hips. So you're
gonna come to lay down on your back. Keep your knees bent, feet flat. If you're using your block, you're just gonna place that block at whatever level you'd like. So whether that's the flat side, so side 1, or side 2, this side, or side 3. So I'm going to go with the side 2. I'm just gonna lift my hips up, placing that block horizontally across the sacrum, across the back of the hips, letting my arms fall down beside me. Now, option to keep those knees bent, or if it feels good for the back, you can extend those legs out in front of you. Great stretch for the front of the body, so those hip flexors, those quads. Nice, easy stretch. Big deep breaths in. Deep breath out. If you've extended your legs, take a big deep breath in. Slowly pull one knee in at a time. And then slowly lift those hips up. We're going to move that block out of the way. And we're going to come into our Shavasana. So setting up for your Shavasana, option to place that bolster pillow behind the back of your knees. You can take that blanket and place it across you, making yourself nice and cozy so you're able to relax into this pose. Take your legs wide, toes fall out to the side. Start with your fingertips in line with your belly button, just touching. Elbows swing out to the side, and then you're going to take the palms and let them fall out. Palms facing up. Closing the eyes. Big deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth and sigh. Big deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out and sigh. One more like that. Big deep breath in. Breathe out and sigh. Here, I just want you to relax all the muscles in the body. Thanking yourself for taking the time to stretch out those hips, to relax your body. No need to force the breath now, just letting it come back to its own natural rhythm. If you would like to stay longer in your Shavasana, I invite you to do so. Otherwise, we're going to slowly start to wake up the body by wiggling the toes and the fingertips. And start to stretch those arms up over your head. Take a big deep breath in. And breathe out. And you can slowly start to bend one knee in at a time in towards your chest, giving yourself a big hug. And when you're ready, you can come to fall on one side or the other side. Stay here for 3 breaths. Slowly coming up to your seated position. Trying to keep those eyes closed if you can. Bringing your palms together, bringing your thumbs to your breastbone. Take a big deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to close with 1 Om. Take a big deep breath in. Breathe out. 1 more deep breath in. And Om.